Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, guys. Inshallah, this is going to be the first episode of a series of videos where we'll be learning, inshallah, how to read Quran by yourself. So this is going to be a journey from knowing nothing to being able to read the Quran by yourself and enjoying the Quran. So it's going to be the first episode today. We're going to be going through 5 letters of the alphabet of Arabic, um, of the Arabic language. So today's lesson is going to be, giving you advice on how to memorize this. It's going to be a short video, inshallah. We'll keep it about 5 minutes or just above that. So let's begin, inshallah. So the first letter in Arabic, it's the word, or it's the letter Alif. So this word letter is Alif. And the way I like to teach people is associate the letter with something they know. So whenever they look at the letter, what's the first image they get of the letter? I like people to, you know, imagine that the first thing they think of the letter, and then whenever they think of that, um, you know, it'd be easier to remember it. So, for me, when I look at the Alif, for example, it just looks like a staff or like a number one. So whenever I remember the number one, I tell myself, oh, this reminds me of the word Alif in Arabic. So that's how you want to approach these. These are kind of the methods that are taught to memorize. If you want to make memorization easier and more efficient, is to use associating things. And the second advice I would also do, or also give, sorry, is I'll tell people to have a pen and paper next to them, write it down, draw it if they can. Couple of times write down this Alif, or draw it a couple of times, so you know this is Alif. It gets embedded in your mind. So and Alif kind of sounds like A, but it doesn't really. Just like Alif. So that's the first letter. So next one is Ba, and it sounds like the English B as well. So kind of there is a similarity here. So this is going to be Ba. So majority of these letters are going to sound like a bit like English, but they're going to be much lighter than English. So we say B in English, but Arabic is Ba, so it's a bit lighter. And there is heavy words in Arabic, but that's for another day to talk about. So second letter is Ba, Ba. And notice this is the third tip I'll give you guys as well, is you could, if you can see the whole letters here in front of you, um the letters are grouped by their shape. So as you can see, the second letter, third letter, and fourth letter, they have the similar shape, but there's only one thing that distinguish them, is sometimes a dot. Actually, most of the time is a dot, right? So, and inshallah, when we get to through all these letters, sorry, I'll tell you where each letter there's a unique thing to it, and that makes it easier to read when you get to the point where you can read letters. Knowing the thing that distinguish it from the rest of the letters is one of the most important part in making it easy to learn the reading. Sorry. So the third letter is ta, ta, ta. So a bit like the English T, but instead of the E sound at the end, it's more of a air sound. So ta, ta. Yep. Okay, next, moving on. So the fourth letter is tha, tha, tha. You notice like all the letters end with like the air sound. So that's kind of another thing to help you with, is some of the letters end with the air sound. Yeah. So This is the. So it sounds like the English th, th, th. So, but instead of being heavy as much as heavy as that, end it with an air. So the it has kind of the same point where you pronounce it. So that's that's the fourth letter. Now moving on to the last letter, which is the fifth letter, which is Jim. 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 So this is Jim. And then as you can see, like I told you, the letters are grouped based on their shape, and the only thing that distinguish is the dot, or without a dot as well. So Jim and the next two letters have a similar shape, and Jim happen to have the one that has the dot in the middle in its kind of belly. Like I told you, if you can think of anything that shape looks like to you, it will help you memorize it. For me, the Jim looks like an S written the opposite way, and like a dot has been placed in the middle. So if I was gonna approach like that, then every time I see a Jim, I'm just thinking of like an S written, the other opposite way. So now the fourth, or I don't know how many tips I've been given in this video, but the kind of last tip as we conclude the video, inshallah, is I advise people, recommend people, is to recite, well, not recite, read and go over these letters at least 5 times every day, for at least a week. If you're a fast learner, then a couple of days. If you kind of not really a fast learner, maybe a week. And if you're not great at learning things like language and stuff like that, then just keep going through these for a whole month. And you want to get to a point, well, we want to get to a point to where we can just read these letters. We just need to look at them once and then instantly identify them. That's the level we need to get to, because these are the fundamental kind of basic blocks that really, after this, is the building blocks. So these are kind of the foundation, and after this is going to be the letters, of course, are going to be used everywhere. It's the language. So very important. So what I'm going to do now is, inshallah, I'm going to recite these letters 5 times, and so I don't bore you guys. Also, you guys also recite after me. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim. 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 So these, inshallah, review these videos again, every day. Make sure you make notes. If you like associating things to remember it, that's a good way of learning. And just keep trying your best every day. At the end of the day, we're doing this for the sake of Allah. And if our intention is really um, really sincere, then Allah will make this journey an easy journey, just like He did for me, and inshallah for you as well. So inshallah, this concludes the whole video for today. Slightly over 5 minutes, but that's fine. Inshallah, we'll keep it a bit lower next videos. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.